Hey everyone, and welcome.
I'm so glad you've chosen to join me tonight. Tonight, we've prepared a special journey for you, a voyage into the boundless expanse of the cosmos with the Celestial Cartographer. This is a story of quiet wonder, serene exploration, and the deep peace found in charting the stars. It's about letting the vastness of space soothe the mind and carry us away from the noise of everyday life. So, before we drift off, if you find comfort and rest in these stories, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to Peaceful Sleep, but only if you genuinely feel it helps you find that calm you're seeking. I'd love to know in the comments what city and country you're tuning in from and what time it is in your peaceful haven. It's such an incredible feeling of connection when I see people from all over the world seeking balance and serenity, and to know that my work can contribute to your inner peace. Thank you for being with me on this quest. Now, if you can, please put on your headphones. The experience with them will be even more immersive, allowing your ears to catch the faintest chords of our soundtrack and every detail of the narration, delivering them with greater fidelity and depth to your mind. Dim the lights, find your most comfortable position, and just like that, we're ready to gently dive into tonight's celestial journey together. When you look up at the night sky, have you ever felt that pull? That sense of awe of being a small part of something infinitely vast and beautiful? Tonight, we journey with Elara, someone who dedicates her life to that connection, to charting the silent, twinkling stories written in the stars. It's a path. Less about grand events and more about the profound peace found in quiet observation and the gentle unfolding of cosmic mysteries. Elara adjusted the grand brass telescope, its polished surface reflecting the soft, silvery glow of the crescent moon that hung like a silent sentinel in the velvet expanse of the night sky. From her observatory, perched precariously on the highest peak of the serene mountains, the universe unfurled before her in a breathtaking panorama of shimmering stardust and distant, winking galaxies. The air up here was thin and crisp, carrying the scent of ancient pines and the faintest whisper of ozone from the cosmic dance far above. "Take a slow, deep breath now," she often murmured to the quiet night, a habit ingrained from years of solitary contemplation, and feel the cool, clean air filling your lungs, cleansing your mind and soothing your spirit. The only sounds were the gentle sigh of the wind as it caressed the mountain peaks, the distant hoot of a snow owl, and the soft, rhythmic tick-tock of the ancient grandfather clock in the corner, a steady heartbeat in the stillness. She turned from the telescope, her movements unhurried, graceful. Her long dark hair, the color of a starless night, was tied back with a simple silver ribbon, allowing her to focus on the intricate charts spread across the vast oak table that dominated the center of the circular room. The table was a universe in itself, covered with parchments depicting star clusters, planetary orbits, and the swirling, ethereal beauty of nebulae. "Allow your gaze to soften," she would often instruct herself, as you trace the lines of these celestial maps, letting your mind drift along the pathways of the stars. Her fingers, long and slender, danced across the charts, occasionally pausing to make a delicate notation with a silver-tipped quill. The ink she used was a special concoction infused with powdered moonstone, so that her markings shimmered faintly in the dim light, echoing the celestial bodies she so diligently chronicled. Tonight, her focus was on a newly discovered constellation, a faint, almost ethereal cluster of stars in the lesser-known quadrant of the Draco constellation. She had named it Luminara, the Lightbringer, for the subtle, hopeful glow it seemed to emanate. "Feel the weight of your body sinking gently into your chair," she thought, settling into the worn leather armchair that had molded to her form over countless nights of observation. "Allow your shoulders to soften, your jaw to unclog, and a sense of ease to flow through you. The observatory was her sanctuary, a place where the noise of the world below faded into insignificance, replaced by the profound silent symphony of the cosmos. The thick stone walls, built by her ancestors centuries ago, seemed to absorb all tension, all worry, leaving only a deep sense of peace. She picked up her celestial journal, its pages filled with meticulous drawings and observations. Let your breathing become slow and regular, she noted in the margin of a previous entry, a reminder to maintain the calm rhythm essential for her work. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, any tightness in your muscles. She dipped her quill into the moonstone ink and began to write, her words flowing as smoothly as a river of starlight. Luminara, she wrote, continues to reveal its subtle beauty. The 7 primary stars form a gentle arc, like a welcoming smile in the darkness. Their light, though faint, carries a quality of serene resilience. As she wrote, she could almost feel the presence of the stars themselves, their ancient light traveling unimaginable distances to reach her, to share their stories. Imagine yourself surrounded by this ancient, loving light, she often used, feeling it warm your skin, soothe your heart, and quiet your mind. The grandfather clock chimed softly, marking the passage of another hour. That time seemed to flow differently here, measured not in minutes and seconds, but in the slow, majestic turning of the celestial sphere. Elara closed her eyes for a moment, taking another deep, cleansing breath. Allow yourself to simply be, she thought, present in this moment, in this peaceful sanctuary, under the watchful gaze of the stars. The universe was vast, and she was but a tiny speck within it, yet in her heart, she felt a profound connection to all things, a sense of belonging that transcended the immense distances. With a gentle sigh, she returned to her charts, her spirit calm, her mind clear, ready to continue her silent dialogue with the night sky. You are safe, you are calm, and you are drifting gently now. Elara placed her quill down, a sense of quiet completion settling over her as she finished her notes on Luminara. She rose from her chair and walked towards a less conspicuous part of the observatory, a section of the wall that appeared to be solid stone but shimmered with a faint, otherworldly luminescence. This was her personal gateway, a subtle portal her ancestors had discovered, attuned to the cosmic energies that flowed through the mountains. Allow your mind to become open and receptive, she thought, a familiar anticipation building within her. Prepare to step beyond the known, into a realm of gentle wonder. She reached out, her fingers brushing against the cool, smooth surface of the shimmering stone. It pulsed faintly under her touch, like a sleeping heart, with a soft, melodic chime. The stone wall rippled like water, and an archway of pure, liquid starlight appeared before her. The air that emanated from it was sweet and cool, carrying the scent of blooming night flowers and distant, unknown spices. Take a deep, calming breath, Elara whispered, and as you exhale, release any hesitation, any doubt. Step forward into the light. She moved through the archway, and the familiar stone observatory dissolved behind her, replaced by a landscape of breathtaking, ethereal beauty. She found herself standing on a pathway made of what looked like solidified moonlight, winding its way through a garden where the plants themselves seemed to be woven from starlight and shadow. Giant, luminous flowers, their petals a kaleidoscope of soft, shifting colors, lavender, rose, sapphire, and emerald, pulsed with a gentle inner light. Their fragrance was intoxicating, a blend of jasmine, honeysuckle, and something utterly alien yet wonderfully soothing. Feel the soft, yielding surface beneath your feet, she mused, taking her first steps into this starlit garden. The pathway seemed to absorb the sound of her footsteps, creating an atmosphere of profound silence, broken only by the faintest celestial music, like wind chimes played by the breath of angels. Strange, gentle creatures flitted among the luminous. Flora. There were moths with wings like stained glass, leaving trails of sparkling dust in their wake, and small, furry beings with eyes like polished obsidian, who regarded her with a calm, knowing curiosity. Allow a sense of wonder to fill. You, she encouraged herself, letting go of the need to understand, and simply experiencing the beauty that surrounds you. The sky above was not black, but a deep, velvety indigo, filled with swirling nebulae that painted the heavens in vast strokes of cosmic artistry. She walked deeper into the garden, drawn by an unseen current, a gentle pull towards the heart of this luminous realm. The air grew warmer, and the celestial music became more distinct, a symphony of soft harmonies that seemed to resonate with the very core of her being. Let this music wash over you, she thought, allowing its vibrations to soothe every nerve, every muscle, every cell in your body. She came to a clearing where a magnificent tree stood, its branches laden with fruits that glowed like tiny captive stars. The tree's trunk was ancient and gnarled, yet it radiated an aura of immense vitality and peace. At its base, a spring of pure, liquid light bubbled up, its waters shimmering with all the colors of the rainbow. Imagine yourself resting beneath this tree of light, Elara silently guided, feeling its ancient wisdom and its gentle, protective energy surrounding you. She knelt by the spring, cupping her hands to drink the luminous water. It tasted like liquid starlight, cool and sweet, and as it flowed through her, she felt a profound sense of rejuvenation, a lightness of being that was both exhilarating and deeply calming. Allow this light to fill you, she whispered, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, dissolving any remaining tension, any lingering shadows. The starlit garden embraced her, a sanctuary of peace and ethereal beauty, a place where the boundaries between the self and the universe seemed to melt away. You're a light, you're a peace, you're drifting into serene slumber. From the starlit garden, the pathway of solidified moonlight led Elara onwards, curving gently towards a vast, shimmering expanse that hung in the indigo sky like a colossal silken veil. This was the Whispering Nebula, a celestial cloud of incandescent gas and cosmic dust, renowned throughout the starways for the subtle, melodic secrets it was said to impart to those who listened with an open heart. As she approached, the air grew thick with the scent of ozone and ancient starlight, a fragrance both sharp and deeply comforting. Take a slow, easy breath, Elara reminded herself, her senses heightened by the ethereal atmosphere. And as you exhale, allow your awareness to expand, becoming receptive to the subtle energies around you. The celestial music that had accompanied her through the garden began to fade, replaced by a soft, pervasive hum, like the distant drone of 1,000 sleeping suns. The edge of the nebula was not sharply defined, but rather a soft, diffusing boundary where the indigo sky began to meld with swirling clouds of luminous pink, violet, and gold. Stepping into it was like walking into a dream, a world of soft, shifting colors and intangible forms. The ground beneath her feet, still the solidified moonlight, now seemed to glow with an inner luminescence, casting soft, ethereal shadows. Feel the gentle embrace of the nebula, she thought, as if you were being wrapped in a warm, silken cocoon of light and color. The air itself seemed to vibrate with a subtle energy, a gentle, tingling sensation that danced upon her skin. Tiny motes of stardust, like microscopic diamonds, drifted lazily around her, catching the light and sparkling with an otherworldly brilliance. As she ventured deeper, the whispers began. They were not words in any known language, but rather a complex tapestry of sounds, soft sighs, melodic hums, faint bell-like chimes, and the faintest murmurings, like a gentle breeze rustling through celestial leaves. Allow your ears to soften, Elara silently guided, listening not with your mind, but with your heart, with your intuition. At first, the sounds were indistinct, a mere background hum, but as she focused, as she allowed her analytical mind to quiet, patterns began to emerge. The whispers seemed to speak of the birth of stars, of the slow, majestic dance of galaxies, of the interconnectedness of all things. They spoke of time not as a linear progression, but as an eternal flowing river. They whispered of peace, of acceptance, of the profound beauty inherent in the constant flux of the universe. Elara found a smooth, warm rock, seemingly formed from solidified nebula gas, and sat upon it, closing her eyes to better absorb the celestial symphony. Let your body become heavy and relaxed, she encouraged herself, sinking deeper and deeper into the support beneath you. The whispers seemed to flow into her, through her, not as intellectual concepts, but as direct experiences, as felt sensations. She felt the immense, slow turning of a nascent galaxy, the fiery birth of a new sun, the gentle gravitational pull of a distant moon. Allow these cosmic sensations to wash through you, she mused, releasing any sense underscore of separation, any feeling of being apart from the universe. She felt a profound sense of unity, of being an integral part of this vast, magnificent, ever-changing cosmic tapestry. The whispering nebula was not just telling her secrets. It was reminding her of truths she already knew, deep within her soul. Time lost all meaning as she sat there, enveloped in the luminous clouds and the soothing cosmic whispers. You are one with the universe, the nebula seemed to murmur. You are stardust. You are light, you are peace, and you are drifting, drifting, drifting into a deep, restful sleep. Leaving the gentle embrace of the whispering nebula, Elara found the path of solidified moonlight guiding her towards an opening in a vast, crystalline mountain range that shimmered with an inner, pearlescent light. This was the entrance to the crystal caves of Elara, famed for their resonant harmonies and their ability to soothe even the most troubled spirit. The air at the cave mouth was cool and still, carrying the faintest scent of damp earth and the subtle metallic tang of unseen minerals. Take a moment to feel the shift in atmosphere, Elara thought, as you prepare to enter this sanctuary of sound and light. The entrance was a natural archway, framed by colossal, multifaceted crystals that glowed with soft, shifting hues of lavender, rose, and pale aqua. She stepped inside, and the ambient light of the cosmos was replaced by the gentle internal luminescence of the crystals themselves. The cave unfurled before her, not as a dark, oppressive space, but as a vast cathedral-like cavern, its walls, ceiling, and floor entirely composed of countless interlocking crystals of every conceivable size and shape. Some were slender and needle-like, others were massive, tabular formations, and still others grew in delicate, flower-like clusters. Each crystal seemed to pulse with its own unique light, creating an ever-changing kaleidoscope of soft, ethereal colors that danced and played across the crystalline surfaces. Allow your eyes to drink in this breathtaking beauty, she silently suggested, letting the gentle, shifting light soothe your optic nerves and calm your mind. But even more captivating than the visual spectacle was the sound. The caves were alive with a symphony of pure, resonant tones. Each crystal, it seemed, vibrated at its own unique frequency, and together they created a complex, harmonious chorus that filled the vast space. There were deep, resonant hums that vibrated through the very rock beneath her feet, high bell-like, chimes that seemed to hang in the air like suspended droplets of sound, and soft, melodic drones that wove in and out of the sonic tapestry. Listen to the music of the crystals, Elara encouraged herself, allowing these pure, healing vibrations to permeate your entire being. She walked deeper into the cavern, her soft boots making no sound on the crystalline floor. The air itself seemed to thrum with the music, and she could feel the vibrations gently massaging her body. Loosening any residual tension, any lingering tightness, she found a large, flat crystal that seemed to invite her to rest and sat upon it, its surface surprisingly warm and smooth to the touch. Closing her eyes, she focused entirely on the crystal song. Allow your breathing to synchronize with the slowest, deepest tones. She guided herself, inhaling peace, exhaling any remaining stress. The harmonies shifted and evolved, sometimes simple and serene, sometimes complex and uplifting, but always profoundly peaceful. It was as if the crystals were singing the song of the universe itself, a song of creation, of balance, of eternal, unwavering harmony. Elara felt her own inner vibrations begin to attune to the crystal song, a sense of profound resonance settling deep within her. Any thoughts that arose in her mind seemed to simply dissolve into the music like ripples on a perfectly still pond. You are a part of this harmony, the crystals seem to sing. You are attuned to the rhythm of peace. Let go and allow yourself to be carried by the song, deeper and deeper into tranquility, deeper and deeper into restful, healing sleep. The crystal caves of Elara held her in their luminous, sonorous embrace, a sanctuary of perfect peace. Emerging from the resonant tranquility of the crystal caves of Elara found the pathway of solidified moonlight now leading her downwards, into a gently sloping valley where the air was soft and filled with the delicate fragrance of night blooming, jasmine and unseen dew-kissed mosses. Before her flowed a wide, slow-moving river, its waters not clear, but a deep, velvety indigo, almost black, yet shimmering with millions of tiny, captured starlights, like a liquid galaxy flowing through. The land. This was the river of forgotten dreams, a legendary waterway said to carry away all worries, all burdens, all lingering memories that no longer serve the soul. Take a moment to inhale the soothing fragrance of the night, Elara thought, and feel the gentle coolness of the valley air on your skin. The banks of the river were lined with weeping willow trees, their long, graceful branches draped low, their leaves a soft, silvery green that shimmered in the starlight. Gentle, luminous moths with feathery antennae flitted amongst the branches, their movements slow and hypnotic. The only sound was the soft, almost imperceptible murmur of the river as it flowed onwards, a sound like a deep, calming sigh. Allow your body to soften further, Elara silently encouraged, as you approach this river of peace. Feel any remaining tension simply melting away, like mist in the morning sun. A small, simple wooden boat, its wood dark and smooth as polished ebony, was moored at the riverbank, as if waiting just for her. There were no oars, no sail, just a comfortable cushioned seat in its center. Elara stepped into the boat, and it felt remarkably stable, cradling her gently. As soon as she was settled, the boat began to drift out onto the river, moving with the slow, inexorable current. Feel the gentle, rocking motion of the boat. She guided herself, a soothing rhythm that lulls your body and calms your mind. You are safe, you are supported, and you are drifting effortlessly. The water of the river of forgotten dreams was cool to the touch, and as the boat glided along, Elara trailed her fingers in it. The captured starlights within the water seemed to dance around her hand, a playful, gentle light. Imagine that with every ripple you create, she mused, you are releasing a worry, a concern, a thought that no longer serves you. Watch it dissolve into the starlit water, carried away by the gentle current, away, away, far away. She looked up at the velvet sky, where the constellations shone with a serene, distant brilliance. The river reflected the stars perfectly, creating a breathtaking illusion of floating through space itself. Cradled between two star-filled firmaments, the boat drifted past islands of soft, mossy green, where ancient, gnarled trees slept under the starlight. Occasionally, she would see faint, ethereal forms along the river banks, Perhaps the gentle spirits of forgotten dreams themselves, now at peace. They offered no threat, only a profound sense of quietude and release. Allow yourself to let go. Completely, Elara whispered to the night. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, except right here, drifting peacefully on this magical river. Surrender to the gentle current and let it carry you deeper and deeper into a state of profound relaxation, into the soft embrace of sleep. The river of forgotten dreams flowed onwards, carrying Elara and all her released burdens towards a horizon of perfect peace under the watchful, silent stars. Drifting, floating, sleeping now, the boat on the river of forgotten dreams eventually nudged gently against a bank of soft, yielding moss, and Elara stepped out, feeling lighter, freer, as if a great weight had been lifted from her shoulders. The pathway of solidified moonlight reappeared, leading her now into a vast open meadow, bathed in the soft, ambient glow of a million distant nebulae. This was the starlit meadow, a place where the very fabric of the cosmos seemed to be woven into the landscape. Take a deep, refreshing breath, Elara thought, feeling the clean, open air of the meadow fill your lungs. The air here was sweet, with the faint scent of wildflowers that only bloomed under starlight. The meadow grass was not green, but a deep velvety blue, and woven throughout it were countless tiny, luminous threads, like fallen starlight that had been spun into silken fibers. As she walked, her feet sank slightly into the soft, springy turf, a sensation that was both comforting and grounding. Feel the gentle support of the earth beneath you, she silently affirmed, connecting you to the deep, stable energy of this peaceful place. Small, gentle creatures, resembling rabbits, but with fur that shimmered with all the colors of a rainbow, hopped lazily through the grass, their movements unhurried, their large, dark eyes filled with a serene curiosity. They nibbled on the starlit grass, occasionally pausing to look at Elara before returning to their peaceful grazing dot. In the center of the meadow stood a grove of ancient, celestial trees. Their bark was like polished silver, and their leaves were not leaves at all, but clusters of tiny, softly glowing stars, each one pulsing with a gentle, rhythmic light. The branches of these star trees intertwined high above, creating a luminous canopy that filtered the nebular glow into soft, dappled patterns on the meadow floor. Imagine yourself standing beneath these magnificent star trees, Elara mused, feeling their ancient, peaceful energy radiating down upon you like a gentle, starlit blessing. The light from the star leaves cast a warm, inviting glow, creating an atmosphere of profound tranquility. Elara found a particularly inviting spot beneath one of the largest star trees, where the blue star-knit grass formed a soft, natural cushion. She lay down, her body sinking comfortably into the yielding earth. Looking up through the canopy of star leaves, she could see glimpses of the swirling nebulae beyond, their colors muted and softened by the gentle light of the tree. A soft, celestial breeze rustled through the star leaves, creating a sound like 1,000 tiny wind chimes, a delicate, soothing melody that seemed to harmonize with the rhythm of her own breathing. Allow your body to become completely limp and heavy, she whispered to the starlit air. Feel every muscle relaxing, every fiber of your being letting go. There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to resist. Just the soft grass beneath you, the gentle light above you, and the soothing music of the stars. The star-knit meadow was a place of profound peace, a sanctuary woven from light and tranquility, where the soul could rest and rejuvenate, cradled in the gentle embrace of the cosmos. You are held, you are peaceful, you are drifting deeper, deeper into the most restful, healing sleep. From the tranquil embrace of the star-knit meadow, a new path emerged for Elara. Not of solidified moonlight this time, but a shimmering ribbon of pure silver mist that swirled and eddied, beckoning her forward. It led her gently upwards, as if she were walking on a cloud, towards a large, luminous orb that hung suspended in the velvet sky, the silent moon of Somnus, the celestial body sacred to the god of sleep and dreams. Take a slow, effortless breath, Elara thought, feeling the misty pathway support her as if she were weightless. And as you exhale, feel yourself becoming lighter, more ethereal, ready to float into a realm of profound stillness. The air around the moon was cool and incredibly still, imbued with a silence so deep it was almost tangible, a silence that absorbed all sound, all thought, all disturbance. As she drew closer, the surface of the silent moon revealed itself not as barren rock, but as a landscape of soft, powdery, silver sand like diamond dust that seemed to absorb all light and reflect only a gentle, pearlescent glow. There were no mountains, no valleys, only vast, undulating dunes of this silver sand, sculpted by eons of cosmic stillness. Stepping onto the moon's surface was like stepping into a dream. Her feet sank slightly into the soft, yielding sand, leaving no footprints, as if she were a spirit gliding through a realm of pure thought. Feel the soft, cool sand beneath your feet, she silently guided, a sensation that is both grounding and incredibly light. Allow this profound silence to envelop you like a warm, comforting blanket. There were no plants, no creatures, no wind on the silent moon of Somnus. Only the vast expanse of silver sand and the deep, velvet sky above, filled with distant, silent stars. Yet the silence was not empty. It was filled with a palpable sense of peace, a profound serenity that permeated every particle of this celestial body. Listen to the silence, Elara encouraged herself, and hear within it the heartbeat of the universe, the slow, steady rhythm of eternity. She walked across the silver dunes, her movements slow and deliberate, each step an act of meditation. The only sound was the faint whisper of her own breath, which seemed to become slower, deeper, more tranquil with every passing moment. She found a shallow depression between two large dunes, a natural amphitheater of silver sand that felt incredibly sheltered and secure. Here, the silence was even more profound, the sense of peace almost overwhelming. Elara lay down on the soft, cool sand, her body instantly conforming to its gentle contours. Looking up, the stars seemed impossibly bright against the velvet blackness, their light pure and unwavering, untroubled by any atmosphere. Imagine yourself as one of these distant, silent stars, she mused, shining with your own inner light. Serene and untroubled, a beacon of peace in the vastness of space. The silver sand beneath her seemed to draw out any remaining tension, any lingering restlessness, absorbing it into its infinite stillness. Allow your body to become completely still, she whispered to the silent moon. Feel yourself merging with the silence, becoming a part of this profound, eternal peace. There's nothing to do, nothing to think, nothing to be, except still, silent, and deeply, deeply relaxed. The silent moon of Somnus cradled her in its luminous, silent embrace, a sanctuary of perfect stillness, where the mind could quiet, the body could rest, and the soul could drift effortlessly into the deepest, most restorative sleep. Silent, still sleeping now, profoundly at peace. As Elara drifted in the profound stillness of the silent moon of Somnus, the silver mist that had brought her there began to gently coalesce around her, not lifting her, but rather transforming the landscape itself. The silver sands seemed to dissolve into swirling clouds of soft, opalescent light, and the silent stars above began to shift and flow like a celestial river. She was no longer on a moon, but floating gently within the heart of a new nebula, the nebula of unfolding possibilities. This was a place of pure potential, where new stars were born, new galaxies took shape, and the very fabric of reality was constantly being woven and rewoven. Take a gentle, effortless breath, Elara thought, feeling herself suspended in this luminous, ever-changing cloud. And as you exhale, release any attachment to fixed forms, to rigid expectations. Allow yourself to flow with the currents of creation. The colors within this nebula were softer, more mutable than any she had seen before. Pale rose, softest. Lavender, ethereal gold, and a luminous pearlescent white, all swirling and blending together in intricate, ever-shifting patterns. It was like being inside a living kaleidoscope, a place of infinite beauty and constant, gentle transformation. There was no up or down, no right or left, only the feeling of being weightlessly suspended in this womb of cosmic creation. Feel yourself floating, drifting, completely supported by the gentle energies of this nebula, she silently affirmed. There's no effort required, no struggle, just a peaceful surrender to the flow of becoming. Wisps of stardust like shimmering. Veils drifted past her, and occasionally she would see faint, nascent forms taking shape within the luminous clouds, the delicate outlines of new stars, the swirling beginnings of new galaxies, the faint echoes of future possibilities. There was no sound here, not even the profound silence of somnus, but rather a sense of infinite potential, a feeling that anything was possible, anything could be. Imagine that you are a part of this creative flow, Elara mused, a tiny seed of potential ready to unfold into your own unique beauty, your own unique purpose. The nebula seemed to pulse with a gentle, life-giving energy, an energy of hope, of renewal, of infinite, unfolding possibilities. She felt no need to move, no desire to explore, only a profound sense of contentment in simply being, in witnessing this constant, gentle dance of creation. Her own form seemed to become less distinct, her edges softening, as if she too were becoming a part of the luminous, flowing clouds. Allow your sense of self to expand, she whispered to the creative energies around her, merging with the infinite potential of the universe. You are not separate. You are a part of all that is, all that was, and all that will ever be. Thoughts arose, not as worries or concerns, but as gentle sparks of inspiration, as fleeting images of beauty and peace. She let them come and go, like passing clouds in a summer sky, without attachment, without judgment. The nebula of unfolding possibilities was not a destination, but a state of being, a state of open receptivity, of gentle flow, of peaceful acceptance of the ever-changing nature of existence. It was a reminder that even in the midst of creation and transformation, there is a deep, underlying current of peace and harmony. You are safe within this flow, the nebula seemed to whisper. You are nurtured, you are loved. Allow yourself to be carried by the gentle currents of creation, deeper and deeper into a state of profound peace, into the boundless realm of restful, rejuvenating sleep. All is well, all is unfolding perfectly, and you are at peace, drifting, dreaming, sleeping. Now, as Elara drifted in the heart of the nebula of unfolding possibilities, a gentle, guiding current began to coalesce around her, drawing her softly towards a radiant point of light that grew steadily brighter. The swirling, opalescent clouds of the nebula gradually thinned, revealing a breathtaking vista, a planet bathed in a soft, golden luminescence, its atmosphere shimmering with an almost tangible warmth. This was Lumina Prime, a world renowned for its gardens of living light, where the flora itself was composed of pure, solidified energy, constantly shifting and evolving in intricate, beautiful patterns. Take a slow, gentle breath, Elara thought, feeling the warm, life-giving energy of Lumina Prime reaching out to her. And as you exhale, feel any lingering coolness from the nebula replaced by a comforting, radiant warmth. The pathway that formed before her now was not of moonlight or mist, but of pure golden light, solid and yet yielding beneath her ethereal form. It led her down towards the planet's surface, towards vast, rolling landscapes that glowed with an inner radiance. The gardens of Lumana Prime were unlike anything she had ever witnessed. The plants were not rooted in soil, but seemed to grow directly from the luminous energy of the planet itself. There were towering trees whose leaves were like flickering flames of gold and amber, their branches interwoven to create canopies of living light. Flowers bloomed in impossible shapes and colors, their petals like stained glass, constantly shifting and reforming in mesmerizing kaleidoscopic patterns. Rivers of liquid light carrying a gentle melodic hum flowed through the gardens, their banks lined with crystalline formations that pulsed with a soft, rhythmic glow. Allow your senses to be filled with the beauty of this luminous world, Elara silently encouraged as she walked along the pathway of golden light. Feel the warmth on your skin, see the vibrant, shifting colors, hear the gentle, melodic hum of the living light. The air itself was alive with tiny, sparkling motes of energy, like fireflies made of pure gold that danced and swirled around her, leading trails of faint, shimmering light. Gentle, ethereal creatures, their forms also composed of shifting light, glided through the gardens, their movements graceful and serene. They acknowledged Elara with soft, melodic chimes, a greeting of pure, peaceful energy. She came to a clearing, where a magnificent fountain of pure, white light cascaded upwards, its droplets scattering into millions of tiny, rainbow-hued sparks before rejoining the luminous flow. The fountain was surrounded by softly glowing orbs of light that hovered in the air, each one emanating a different soothing frequency. Imagine yourself sitting beside this fountain of pure light, Elara mused, finding a comfortable spot on a bed of soft, glowing moss. Feel its cleansing, purifying energy washing over you, dissolving any remaining shadows, any lingering doubts. She closed her eyes, allowing the warmth and light of Lumina Prime to permeate her entire being. The gentle hum of the living light, the melodic chimes of the fountain, and the soft, rhythmic pulsing of the glowing orbs created a symphony of profound peace. It felt as if every cell in her body was being nourished, revitalized by the pure, life-giving energy of this extraordinary world. Allow this light to fill you completely, she whispered to the radiant atmosphere. From the deepest core of your being to the outermost edges of your awareness, feel yourself becoming lighter, brighter, more radiant. There was a sense of profound joy and vitality in Lumina Prime, a celebration of life in its purest, most luminous form. Yet, within this vibrant energy, there was also a deep, underlying current of peace and tranquility. It was a place where energy and serenity coexisted in perfect harmony. You are a being of light, the gardens seem to hum. You are filled with peace, you are radiant with joy. Allow yourself to bask in this luminous serenity, drifting deeper and deeper into a state of blissful, restorative sleep. All is light, all is peace, all is well. Leaving the radiant gardens of Lumina Prime, the pathway of golden light gently dissolved, and Elara found herself standing on the shore of a vast, perfectly still body of water. Its surface was like a flawless mirror reflecting the star-dusted sky above with such clarity that it was impossible to tell where the water ended and the heavens began. This was the Sea of Tranquil Reflections, a legendary place where the mind could find perfect stillness and the soul could see its own true nature reflected in the serene waters. Take a slow, calming breath, Elara thought, feeling the profound stillness of this place seep into her very bones. And as you exhale, release any ripples of thought, any disturbances in the calm surface of your mind. The shoreline was composed of smooth, gray pebbles worn perfectly round by eons of gentle lapping, though no waves disturbed the sea's surface. Now, the air was cool and incredibly still, carrying only the faintest scent of distant starlight and the subtle, clean aroma of pure water. A small, simple skiff made of a dark, polished wood that seemed to absorb all light rested at the water's edge, a single slender oar lying within it. Elara stepped into the skiff, and it settled gently into the water without a sound, without a ripple. She picked up the oar, its wood cool and smooth in her hand. With slow, deliberate strokes, she began to row out onto the sea of tranquil reflections. The oar dipped into the water with barely a whisper, and the skiff glided forward, leaving only the faintest, quickly vanishing trail on the mirror-like surface. Feel the effortless rhythm of your rowing, she silently guided, each movement slow, smooth, and perfectly balanced. With each stroke, you are moving further away from the shores of worry, further into the heart of peace. The reflection of the stars and nebulae in the water was so perfect, so complete, that it felt as if she were rowing through the cosmos itself, suspended between two identical star-filled skies. As she rowed, she gazed into the depths of the reflected heavens. She saw not only the stars, but also a faint, luminous image of herself, calm and serene, gazing back at her from the water's surface. Look into the tranquil waters, Elara mused, and see your own inner peace reflected there. See the stillness, the clarity, the quiet strength that resides within you. The sea of tranquil reflections did not lie. It showed only the truth, the deep, underlying serenity that is the essence of all being. Any anxieties, any self-doubts seemed to have no place here, no power to disturb the perfect stillness of the water or the quiet peace within her heart. She rowed for what seemed like an eternity, yet no time at all, the rhythmic dipping of the or a soothing mantra, the vast, silent expanse of the sea, a sanctuary for her soul. Eventually, she allowed the skiff to drift, laying the oar down. The boat moved with an imperceptible current, or perhaps it was perfectly still. It was impossible to tell. All that existed was the profound silence, the perfect reflection, and the deep, unwavering peace. Allow your mind to become as still and clear as the sacred sea, she whispered to the silent stars. Let all thoughts dissolve like mist vanishing. In the sunlight, there is only this moment, this perfect stillness, this profound peace. The sea of tranquil reflections held her in its serene embrace, a place where the self could dissolve into the infinite and the soul could rest in its own. True nature, undisturbed, untroubled, and deeply, deeply asleep. Still clear, peaceful, sleeping now in perfect tranquility. As Elara drifted in the profound stillness of the sea of tranquil reflections, the mirror-like waters began to shimmer and coalesce, not with starlight this time, but with a soft internal luminescence, as if the sea itself was transforming. The skiff gently dissolved beneath her, and she found herself standing at the entrance to a vast, intricate labyrinth, its walls composed of towering, translucent crystals that pulsed with a gentle, rhythmic light, shifting through hues of deep indigo, serene violet, and calming cerulean. This was the crystal labyrinth of Andaros, a legendary place of quiet contemplation, where the winding paths were said to lead not to confusion, but to a deeper understanding of the self. Take a slow, steady breath, Elara thought, feeling the cool, serene energy of the labyrinth wash over her. And as you exhale, release any need for direction, any desire for a specific outcome. Allow yourself to simply wander, to explore, to be present in the journey. The entrance to the labyrinth was a tall, arching gateway of pure amethyst crystal, its facets catching and refracting the internal light in a mesmerizing display. Stepping through it, Elara found herself in a corridor of smooth, polished crystal, the walls rising high above her, their surfaces reflecting and multiplying her own image in a soft, ethereal way. The air within the labyrinth was cool and still, carrying the faintest scent of ozone and ancient, undisturbed dust. The only sound was the soft, almost inaudible hum of the crystals themselves, a low, resonant frequency that seemed to vibrate deep within her chest. She began to walk, Choosing a path at random, her footsteps making no sound on the crystalline floor. The labyrinth was not dark or menacing, but filled with a soft, diffuse light that emanated from the crystals themselves. The pathways twisted and turned, sometimes opening into small circular chambers, sometimes narrowing into slender corridors. There were no dead ends, only choices, gentle invitations to continue her exploration. Feel the smooth, cool surface of the crystal walls as you pass. Elara silently guided, perhaps trailing her fingers lightly along them. Allow their serene, stable energy to ground you, to center you. With each turn, with each new corridor, she felt a deeper sense of calm settling over her. The labyrinth was not designed to confuse, but to quiet the mind, to encourage introspection. There was no sense of urgency, no feeling of being lost, only a gentle curiosity, a peaceful sense of unfolding. Sometimes she would pause in a small chamber, admiring the intricate patterns within the crystals, the way the light played across their facets, creating shifting rainbows of color. Allow your mind to become as clear and multifaceted as these crystals, she mused, reflecting the light of understanding, the peace of inner knowing. The journey through the crystal labyrinth of Andaros was not about reaching a destination, but about the process of wandering itself. It was about letting go of the need to control, the need to plan, and simply trusting the path to unfold before her. With each step, she felt herself becoming more attuned to the subtle energies of the labyrinth, more connected to the deep, quiet wisdom it held. Thoughts arose, not as anxieties or distractions, but as gentle insights, quiet realizations that seemed to surface effortlessly from the depths of her being. There's no right or wrong path, the labyrinth seemed to whisper, only your own unique journey. Trust your intuition, trust the process, and allow yourself to be guided by the gentle light within. As she continued to wander deeper and deeper into the luminous, crystalline pathways, she felt a profound sense of peace, a quiet knowing that all was well, and that she was exactly where she needed to be, drifting, wandering peacefully into the deep, restorative embrace of sleep. Calm, centered, peaceful, sleeping now in the heart of the light. Emerging from the serene, crystalline pathways of the labyrinth of Andaros, Elara found herself standing before a gentle, mist-shrouded temple, nestled in a quiet valley under a sky filled with unusually bright, communicative-looking stars. Temple was small and unassuming, built of a dark, ancient stone that seemed to absorb the starlight, yet its simple architecture exuded an aura of profound wisdom and timeless peace. This was the starlit oracle of Delphi Minor, a lesser-known, but deeply respected sanctuary where seekers could receive gentle guidance and quiet insights whispered by the stars themselves. Take a slow, reverent breath, Elara thought, feeling the ancient, sacred energy of this place. And as you exhale, open your heart and mind to receive whatever wisdom the universe wishes to impart. The pathway to the temple was lined with ancient, gnarled olive trees, their silvery leaves rustling softly in a barely perceptible breeze. The air was cool and fragrant with the scent of wild thyme and distant, unseen incense. As she approached the temple entrance, a simple, unadorned archway, a soft, melodic, chiming sound like tiny silver bells seemed to emanate from within, a gentle welcome. Stepping inside, Elara found herself in a circular chamber, its domed ceiling open to the night sky, allowing the starlight to flood the space. In the center of the chamber, a shallow, circular pool of perfectly still, dark water reflected the stars with breathtaking clarity. There were no priests, no attendants, only the profound silence and the watchful, knowing presence of the stars above and below. Feel the sacred stillness of this ancient place. Elara silently encouraged, walking slowly around the perimeter of the star-reflecting pool. Allow its peace to settle deep within your soul. She found a smooth, worn stone bench and sat, gazing into the pool. The reflected stars seemed to pulse with a gentle, knowing light, and as she looked, faint patterns began to emerge, subtle constellations forming and dissolving in the dark water. The Oracle of Delphi Minor did not speak in loud pronouncements, but in soft, intuitive whispers and fleeting images, in gentle feelings that arose from the quiet depths of the heart. She closed her eyes, focusing on her breath, allowing her mind to become as still and receptive as the pool of water. Ask your quiet questions, she mused, or simply sit in openness, ready to receive whatever guidance is offered. There is no need to strive, no need to force. The wisdom of the stars flows effortlessly to a quiet mind. As she sat in silent contemplation, images and feelings began to surface. Not dramatic revelations, but gentle affirmations, quiet reassurances, subtle shifts in perspective. She felt a sense of deep interconnectedness with all things, a reminder of her own inner strength and resilience, a quiet knowing that she was always guided and supported. The starlight in the chamber seemed to intensify, not in a harsh way, but with a soft, loving radiance. The melodic chiming she had heard earlier returned, now seeming to emanate from the stars themselves, a celestial lullaby. Allow these gentle insights to settle into your being, Elara whispered to the sacred space. Receive them not as commands, but as loving guidance, as gentle reminders of the truths you already know within. You are wise, you are loved, you are at peace. The starlit Oracle of Delphi Minor offered its wisdom not through grand pronouncements, but through a deepening of inner peace, a strengthening of inner knowing. As Elara sat, bathed in the starlight, surrounded by the gentle chiming, she felt herself drifting into a state of profound tranquility, a peaceful sleep filled with quiet wisdom and serene dreams. Knowing, peaceful, sleeping now under the guiding stars. As Elara drifted in the serene wisdom of the starlit oracle, the temple chamber seemed to gently dissolve around her, the starlight softening and expanding until she found herself floating weightlessly in a vast azure sky dotted with fluffy, cotton-like clouds. Below her, suspended in the air as if by magic, were a series of lush green islands, their edges trailing waterfalls of pure, shimmering mist that cascaded down into the unseen depths below. These were the floating islands of Athelgard, a mythical realm said to exist between the worlds, a place of unparalleled beauty and serene detachment. Take a slow, light breath, Elara thought, feeling herself as buoyant and free as the clouds around her. And as you exhale, release any sense of heaviness, any attachment to the ground. Allow yourself to float, to drift, to be carried by the gentle currents of this ethereal realm. A soft, warm breeze, carrying the scent of unknown, exotic flowers, and damp, earthy moss, guided her gently towards the largest of the floating islands. As she drew closer, she could see that the island was a vibrant ecosystem, with rolling hills of emerald green grass, groves of slender, silver bark trees whose leaves shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and crystal clear streams that meandered through the landscape, their waters sparkling in the soft, ambient light of this sky world. Strange, beautiful birds with plumage like jewels flitted through the air, their songs a chorus of sweet, melodic trills. There were no visible means of support for these islands. They simply hung in the vast expanse, serene and self-contained. Elara alighted gently on the soft, springy grass of the largest island, her landing as light as a feather. The ground beneath her feet felt warm and alive, pulsing with a gentle, rhythmic energy. Feel the life-giving energy of this floating sanctuary, she silently encouraged, drawing it up through the soles of your feet, filling your entire being with vitality and peace. She began to walk, exploring the island's serene beauty. The silver-barked trees seemed to hum with a soft, soothing frequency, and the rainbow leaves rustled with a sound like gentle laughter. The streams gurgled and sang as they flowed, their waters cool and inviting. She came to a clearing where a magnificent waterfall of pure misty light cascaded from the edge of the island, disappearing into the azure expanse below. The sound of the waterfall was a constant, gentle roar, a soothing white noise that seemed to absorb all other sounds, all other thoughts. Beside the waterfall, vibrant, luminous flowers bloomed in profusion, their petals soft as velvet, their fragrance intoxicatingly sweet. Elara sat on a bed of soft, mossy grass, watching the misty waterfall, feeling the gentle spray on her face. Allow the soothing sound of the waterfall to wash over you, she mused, cleansing your mind, calming your spirit. Imagine all your worries, all your tensions, cascading away with the misty water, down into the peaceful abyss. The floating islands of Ethelgerd were a place of profound attachment, a reminder that even amidst the vastness of existence, there can be found pockets of perfect peace, sanctuaries of serene beauty. There is no sense of danger, no fear of falling, only a feeling of being perfectly suspended, perfectly supported, in a realm of gentle wonder. You are light, you are free, you are floating peacefully, the islands seem to whisper. There is nothing to hold you down, nothing to weigh on your spirit. Allow yourself to drift, to float, to be carried by the gentle currents of peace, deeper and deeper into a state of blissful, weightless sleep. Floating, drifting, sleeping now, and serene. Detachment. As Elara drifted in the weightless serenity of Ethelgerd, the azure sky around her began to shimmer and transform, the light taking on an aquatic, cerulean hue. The floating islands gently faded, and she found herself descending slowly, as if through warm, clear water, towards a breathtaking underwater cityscape. This was the sunken city of whispering corals, an ancient, legendary metropolis now submerged beneath a tranquil sapphire sea, its structures overgrown with vibrant, luminous corals that pulsed with a soft, rhythmic light. Take a slow, deep breath, as if you were breathing in the very essence of the ocean. Elara thought, feeling no need for air, only a profound sense of peace in this aquatic realm. And as you exhale, feel yourself becoming one with the gentle, flowing currents of this underwater world. The city was vast and magnificent, its buildings crafted from a pearlescent, opaline stone that seemed to glow from within. Towers and archways, courtyards and colonnades, all were now adorned with intricate formations of coral in every imaginable color. Vibrant reds, deep blues, sunny yellows, and soft pastel pinks. The corals themselves were alive, pulsing with a gentle, rhythmic light and emitting a soft, melodic hum, a chorus of underwater whispers that filled the city with a serene, enchanting music. Schools of brightly colored, luminous fish, their scales like tiny, iridescent jewels, darted gracefully through the coral archways, their movements a silent, underwater ballet. Elara drifted slowly through the silent streets of the sunken city, her movements effortless, as if she were a creature of the sea herself. The water was warm and caressing, and the gentle currents seemed to guide her on her exploration. Feel the gentle embrace of the water, she silently encouraged, supporting you, cradling you, washing away any remaining tension, any lingering cares. She passed by grand plazas where giant, luminous sea anemones swayed like dancers in the gentle currents, their tentacles trailing like silken ribbons. She saw intricate gardens where beds of glowing sea moss formed soft, inviting carpets, and strange, beautiful underwater flowers bloomed in slow motion. She came to the heart of the city, where a magnificent temple stood, its dome encrusted with thousands of tiny, pearl-like corals that shimmered with an ethereal light. The entrance to the temple was a tall, arching doorway, and as she drifted through it, the melodic hum of the corals intensified, creating a symphony of profound peace. Inside, the temple was a vast circular chamber, its walls lined with niches, where ancient, sea-worn statues stood, their features softened by time and the gentle caress of the water. In the center of the chamber, a single colossal pearl, radiating a soft, warm light, hovered suspended in the water, its luminescence illuminating the entire space. Elara drifted towards the great pearl, feeling drawn by its serene, powerful energy. As she drew closer, she could hear the whispers of the corals more clearly, not as words, but as feelings, as sensations, feelings of deep peace, of ancient wisdom, of the eternal, unchanging rhythm of the ocean. Allow these gentle whispers to permeate your being, she mused, soothing your mind, calming your heart, connecting you to the deep, timeless wisdom of the sea. The sunken city of whispering corals was a sanctuary of profound tranquility, a place where the past and the present merged in a timeless embrace, where the gentle rhythms of the ocean lulled the soul into a state of deep, restorative peace. You are one with the ocean, the corals seemed to whisper. You are flowing, you are peaceful, you are drifting deeper and deeper into the serene, silent embrace of sleep. Flowing, peaceful, sleeping now in the heart of the deep. As Elara drifted in the serene, aquatic embrace of the sunken city, the pearlescent light of the great pearl began to intensify, its radiance expanding outwards, transforming the cerulean waters into a shimmering tapestry of vibrant, shifting colors. The coral structures gently dissolved, and she found herself ascending, rising slowly from the depths towards a breathtaking spectacle in the night sky above. She was no longer underwater, but floating in the crisp, cold air of a polar night beneath a sky dominated by the majestic, dancing ribbons of the aurora borealis. Before her, arcing across the star-dusted heavens like a celestial pathway, was a bridge made entirely of this living, shifting light, the aurora borealis bridge. Take a slow, invigorating breath of the cool, crisp air, Elara thought, feeling a sense of awe and wonder fill her. And as you exhale, feel any lingering drowsiness replaced by a gentle, vibrant energy, a quiet anticipation of the beauty that lies ahead. The aurora borealis danced and shimmered, its colors constantly shifting and flowing, vibrant greens, ethereal pinks, deep violets, and soft, glowing whites, painting the night sky with broad, majestic strokes of living light. The bridge itself was a marvel, a solid-seeming pathway woven from these luminous, celestial ribbons its surface, pulsing with a gentle, rhythmic energy. It stretched from horizon to horizon, a radiant archway leading to unknown starlit realms. Elara stepped onto the bridge, and the surface felt surprisingly solid yet yielding beneath her feet, like walking on condensed light dot as she began to walk across the aurora borealis bridge. The celestial lights danced and swirled around her, enveloping her in their ethereal glow. It was like walking through a living dream, a symphony of color and light that was both exhilarating and profoundly peaceful. The air hummed with a soft, almost inaudible music, the song of the aurora, a melody of pure cosmic energy. Feel the vibrant, life-giving energy of the aurora surrounding you. She silently encouraged, infusing your entire being with its radiant light, its joyful dance. Below her, she could see the faint, snow-covered landscapes of a polar world, silent and serene under the starlit sky. The bridge seemed to stretch on endlessly, yet her steps felt light and effortless, as if she were being carried by the gentle currents of the aurora itself. Occasionally, she would see faint, ethereal forms dancing within the lights, perhaps the spirits of the aurora, joyful and free, celebrating the beauty of the cosmos. They offered no interaction, only a sense of shared wonder, a silent acknowledgement of the magic of this celestial pathway. Allow your spirit to dance with the lights, Elara mused, feeling a sense of joy, of freedom, of boundless possibility. Release any limitations, any perceived boundaries, and simply be present in this moment of radiant, vibrant peace. The Aurora Borealis Bridge was not just a pathway. It was an experience, a journey through pure, living light, a reminder of the breathtaking beauty and boundless energy of the universe. It was a place where the soul could feel uplifted, inspired, and deeply connected to the cosmic dance. As Elara continued her walk, bathed in the shifting, luminous colors, surrounded by the gentle, celestial music, she felt a profound sense of peace, a joyful serenity that permeated her entire being, lulling her gently, effortlessly into a deep, radiant, and wonderfully restful sleep. Dancing, radiant, peaceful, sleeping now on the Bridge of Light. As Elara walked upon the radiant Aurora Borealis Bridge, the vibrant dancing lights began to soften, their colors mellowing into warm hues of gold, amber, and soft ochre. The bridge itself seemed to gently descend, the cool, crisp air replaced by a dry, warm breeze that carried the faint scent of ancient dust and sun-baked earth. She found herself stepping off the bridge and onto a vast expanse of sand, stretching as far as the eye could see, under a sky filled with a billion brilliant, unwavering stars. This was the timeless desert of shifting sands, a place of profound silence and ancient, stoic peace, where the dunes themselves seemed to breathe with the slow, patient rhythm of eternity. Take a slow, grounding breath, Elara thought, feeling the warm, dry air fill her lungs. And as you exhale, feel any lingering excitement from the aurora replaced by a deep, quiet stillness, a sense of timeless peace. The desert sands were incredibly fine, the color of pale gold, and they shifted with an almost imperceptible slowness, sculpted by eons of gentle cosmic waves into vast, rolling dunes that rippled like a slumbering ocean. The silence here was profound, deeper even than the stillness of the silent moon, for it was a silence born not of emptiness, but of immense, ancient presence. The stars above burned with a fierce, unwavering intensity, their light casting long, soft shadows across the undulating landscape. There was no moon, only the brilliant, diamond-like light of a million distant suns. Elara began to walk across the desert, her feet sinking slightly into the soft, warm sand. Her footsteps made no sound, absorbed by the infinite expanse. The air was warm and dry, yet comfortable, and a gentle breeze, seemingly without origin, whispered softly across the dunes, carrying with it a sense of timeless wisdom. Feel the warm sand beneath your feet, she silently guided, connecting you to the ancient, stable energy of the earth, to the deep, patient rhythm of the desert. There were no plants, no animals, only the sand, the stars, and the profound, all-encompassing silence. As she walked, she noticed that the sand itself seemed to shimmer with a faint, internal light, as if each grain held a tiny spark of captured starlight. The dunes rose and fell in gentle, hypnotic patterns, their crests sharp against the star-filled sky, their valleys filled with soft, inviting shadows. It was a landscape of stark, minimalist beauty, a place that stripped away all artifice, all distraction, leaving only the essential, the eternal. Allow your mind to become as vast and uncluttered as this desert landscape, Elara mused. Let all unnecessary thoughts drift away, like grains of sand carried by the gentle breeze. There is only this moment, this profound stillness, this timeless peace. She found a high dune that offered a panoramic view of the starlit desert and sat upon its crest, the warm sand molding comfortably to her form. From this vantage point, the desert seemed to stretch on into infinity, a testament to the vastness of time and space. The silence was so complete that she could almost hear the slow, patient breathing of the earth itself. There was a profound sense of peace here, a feeling of being utterly alone, yet completely connected to everything. You are a part of this timeless landscape. The desert seemed to whisper, you are as ancient as the stars, as patient as the shifting sands. There's nothing to fear, nothing to resist. Simply be in this moment of profound, eternal peace. The timeless desert of shifting sands held her in its warm, silent embrace, a sanctuary of deep, unwavering tranquility, where the soul could find rest in the heart of eternity, drifting gently, peacefully, into a sleep as deep and timeless as the desert itself. Ancient, peaceful, sleeping now in the heart of the stars. As Elara rested in the timeless peace of the desert, the starlight above seemed to coalesce, drawing her attention to a subtle shimmer in the side of a distant, shadowy dune. Curiosity piqued. She rose and walked towards it, the warm sand soft beneath her feet. As she drew closer, the shimmer resolved into the entrance of a cave, its opening a dark, inviting archway against the golden sand. This was the entrance to the whispering caves of echoing ancestors, a sacred, subterranean network said to hold the gentle echoes of all who had sought wisdom and peace before. Take a slow, respectful breath, Elara thought, feeling a subtle shift in the air, a coolness emanating from the cave mouth. And as you exhale, open your heart to the quiet wisdom of those who have walked these paths before you. Stepping into the cave, Elara was enveloped in a cool, gentle darkness, a stark contrast to the starlit desert outside. The air was still and carried the faint, earthy scent of damp stone and ancient, undisturbed dust. As her eyes adjusted, she could see that the cave walls were smooth and worn, as if by the passage of countless hands over millennia. Faint phosphorescent minerals embedded in the rock cast a soft, ethereal glow, illuminating the pathway ahead. The silence here was different from the deserts. It was a silence filled with unseen presence, with the gentle, respectful hush of a sacred space. She walked deeper into the caves, the pathway winding gently downwards. The only sound was the faint, almost inaudible drip of water somewhere in the distance, a slow, patient rhythm that seemed to echo the passage of time itself. As she ventured further, she began to hear them, the whispers. Not the cosmic secrets of the nebula, nor the resonant song of the crystals, but soft, gentle murmurs, like the faintest echoes of ancient voices, carried on the still air. Listen with your heart, Elara silently encouraged. For these are not words to be understood by the mind, but feelings, impressions, gentle echoes of peace and wisdom. The whispers seemed to surround her, emanating from the very stones of the cave. They spoke of journeys taken, of lessons learned, of peace found in the quiet depths of the soul. They were the voices of countless ancestors, not just her own, but of all beings who had sought solace and understanding. There was no sadness in these echoes, no regret, only a profound sense of acceptance, of compassion, of timeless loving guidance. Feel the gentle presence of these ancient spirits, she mused, their wisdom, their love, their peace surrounding you, supporting you, guiding you. The cave opened into a larger chamber, its ceiling high and vaulted, lost in the soft, phosphorescent gloom. In the center of the chamber, a single slender stalagmite rose from the floor, its tip glowing with a soft, warm light, like a gentle candle in the ancient darkness. Around the base of the stalagmite, smooth, worn stones were arranged in a circle, as if for quiet contemplation. Elara sat on one of these stones, feeling the cool, ancient energy of the cave seep into her. The whispers here were clearer, more distinct, yet still gentle, still soothing. They spoke of letting go, of trusting the journey, of finding strength and stillness, of the eternal, unwavering light that resides within every soul. Allow these ancient whispers to wash over you. Elara whispered to the sacred space to soothe your spirit, to quiet your mind, to remind you of the deep, timeless wisdom that you carry within yourself. You are connected to all who have come before. You are a part of an eternal lineage of peace. The whispering caves of echoing ancestors held her in their cool, dark, comforting embrace, a sanctuary of ancestral wisdom and profound, quiet peace where the soul could connect with its deepest roots and find rest in the timeless echo of love. Drifting gently, peacefully, into a sleep filled with ancient blessings and serene dreams. Connected, peaceful, sleeping now, in the embrace of wisdom. As Elara sat in the profound ancestral peace of the whispering caves, the soft, phosphorescent light around the central stalagmite began to intensify, its warm glow expanding outwards, gently dissolving the cave walls. The cool darkness was replaced by a soft crepuscular light, as if she were in a perpetual gentle twilight. She found herself standing in a vast, serene orchard, the air filled with the sweet, intoxicating fragrance of ripe, luminous fruit and unseen, night-blooming flowers. This was the orchard of luminous dreams, a mythical place where the trees themselves bore fruits that contained the essence of peaceful, healing dreams. Take a slow, fragrant breath, Elara thought, inhaling the sweet, calming aroma of the orchard. And as you exhale, feel a sense of gentle anticipation, a readiness to receive the gift of peaceful dreams. The trees in this orchard were ancient and gnarled, their bark a deep, rich brown, yet their branches were laden with an abundance of glowing fruit. Each fruit was a perfect sphere, radiating a soft, internal light that shifted through all the colors of a gentle rainbow: soft rose, pale lavender, serene blue, and warm golden yellow. The leaves of the trees were a deep, velvety green, and they rustled softly in a barely perceptible breeze, creating a sound like gentle, whispering lullabies. The ground beneath her feet was covered in a carpet of soft, mossy grass, cool and yielding to the touch. Elara walked slowly through the orchard, her senses filled with its beauty and tranquility. The air was still and warm, and the only sounds were the gentle rustling of the leaves and the faint, melodic hum that seemed to emanate from the luminous fruits themselves. Feel the profound peace of this sacred orchard, she silently encouraged, a place where only gentle, healing dreams are cultivated. She reached out and gently touched one of the glowing fruits. It felt warm and smooth in her hand, and its light pulsed softly in rhythm with her own heartbeat. She came to the heart of the orchard, where a magnificent ancient tree stood, its branches spreading wide, laden with the most luminous, most fragrant fruits. This was the mother tree, the source of all the peaceful dreams in the orchard. At its base, a small, crystal-clear spring bubbled up, its waters shimmering with captured starlight. Elara sat beside the spring, feeling the ancient, nurturing energy of the mother tree surrounding her. She plucked one of the glowing fruits from a low-hanging branch. It felt perfectly ripe, and its light seemed to intensify as she held it. Imagine that this fruit contains the essence of your most peaceful, most restorative dream, she mused, holding it gently in her hands. A dream filled with joy, with love, with perfect serenity. She brought the fruit to her lips and took a small bite. It tasted like liquid starlight and honey, sweet and incredibly soothing. As the essence of the fruit flowed through her, she felt a profound sense of peace, a gentle drowsiness, a readiness to surrender to the most blissful, healing sleep. Images of serene landscapes, of loving encounters, of joyful moments began to drift through her mind, not as vivid dreams yet, but as gentle invitations, as soft promises of the peace that awaited her in slumber. Allow the essence of this luminous dream to fill your entire being, Elara whispered to the twilight air. Let it soothe your mind, comfort your heart, and prepare your soul for a night of perfect, restorative rest. You are worthy of peaceful dreams. You are deserving of deep healing. Sleep. The orchard of luminous dreams held her in its fragrant, gentle embrace, a sanctuary where the seeds of peace were sown, and the fruits of serenity were offered, lulling her gently, lovingly, into a sleep filled with the most beautiful, most luminous dreams. Dreaming, peaceful, sleeping now in the orchard of light. As Elara rested in the tranquil embrace of the orchard of luminous dreams, the soft, crepuscular light began to deepen, the vibrant colors of the glowing fruits mellowing into softer and more muted hues. The fragrant air grew cooler, and a profound sense of stillness settled over the orchard. The pathway before her, which had been of soft, mossy grass, now transformed into a trail of dimly sparkling stardust, leading gently downwards, as if into the very heart of the night. This was the starlit path to deep slumber, the final leg of her celestial journey, a gentle descent into the most profound and restorative rest. Take a slow, releasing breath, Elara thought, feeling a deep sense of peace and completion. And as you exhale, let go of all remaining awareness of the waking world. Allow yourself to follow this path deeper and deeper into the embrace of sleep. The starlit path was not clearly defined, but rather a shimmering suggestion, a gentle invitation to move forward into the deepening tranquility. The ancient trees of the orchard seemed to recede into the soft darkness, their luminous fruits now like distant, beckoning stars. The air was cool and still, carrying only the faintest, most soothing scent of night-blooming flowers and the clean, crisp aroma of the approaching night. The only sound was the almost imperceptible whisper of the stardust beneath her ethereal feet, a sound like the softest sigh of contentment. She walked slowly, her movements effortless, her body feeling light and wonderfully relaxed. The path led her through groves of silent, shadowy trees, their branches forming intricate canopies against the star-filled sky. The stars themselves seemed to grow larger, brighter, their light softer, more diffuse, as if they too were preparing for a deep and peaceful rest. Feel the gentle pull of slumber drawing you onwards, Elara silently encouraged, a loving invitation to surrender to the peace of the night. There is nothing to resist, nothing to hold on to. Only the gentle path and the promise of deep, restorative sleep. With each step, she felt herself becoming more and more drowsy, her thoughts slowing, her awareness softening. The boundaries between herself and the starlit night seemed to blur, as if she were becoming a part of the peaceful darkness, a single silent star in the vast, tranquil cosmos. The starlit path was not a journey to a specific destination, but rather a gentle process of letting go, of surrendering to the natural rhythm of rest. Allow your eyelids to feel heavy, she mused, her own eyelids fluttering gently. Allow your limbs to feel wonderfully limp and relaxed. Allow your mind to become still and quiet, like a calm, starlit pool. The path began to descend more steeply, yet the descent was effortless, as if she were floating gently downwards, cradled by the soft, starlit air. The darkness around her was not empty, but filled with a profound sense of peace, a comforting presence that wrapped around her like a warm, soft blanket. The stars above seemed to whisper gentle lullabies, their light a soothing balm to her. Soul, you are safe, you are held, you are deeply, deeply relaxed, the night seemed to murmur. Allow yourself to drift, to float, to surrender completely to the gentle embrace of sleep. There's nothing more to do, nothing more to see, nothing more to be, except peaceful, resting, sleeping now. The starlit path to deep slumber carried her gently, lovingly, into the very heart of the night, into the most profound, most restorative, most peaceful sleep imaginable. Drifting, dreaming, deeply sleeping now, in the heart of the starlit night. Rest now, dear traveler. Rest now. Elara was no longer walking, no longer drifting, no longer consciously journeying. She had arrived. The starlit path had dissolved, and she found herself in a place beyond form, beyond thought, beyond even the most ethereal landscapes. This was the heart of eternal rest, not a physical location, but a state of being. A profound immersion in the absolute stillness and peace that underlies all existence. There was no light here, yet it was not dark. There was no sound, yet it was not silent. It was a realm of pure, undifferentiated consciousness, a boundless ocean of perfect tranquility. You are here, a thought arose, not as words, but as a deep, intuitive knowing. You have arrived at the source of all peace, the heart of all rest. In this place, there was no sense of self as a separate entity. Elara was one with the stillness, one with the peace, one with the eternal. All her journeys, all her explorations had led her to this ultimate sanctuary, this profound state of being. There was no need for effort, no need for awareness, only a complete and utter surrender to the infinite, loving embrace of the universe. Let go completely, the essence of this place seemed to communicate, dissolve into the peace, become the stillness. There is nothing but rest here, eternal, perfect, restorative rest. Her breath, if she still had breath, was imperceptible, a gentle rise and fall that was one with the rhythm of the cosmos. Her mind, if she still had a mind, was perfectly still, a flawless mirror reflecting only the infinite peace that surrounded and permeated her. Her body, if she still had a body, was utterly relaxed, weightless, boundless, merged with the very fabric of existence. This was not the sleep of forgetting, but the sleep of profound remembrance, a remembrance of her true nature, which was peace, which was love, which was one with all that is. The heart of eternal rest was not an ending, but a return to the source, to the wellspring of all being, where all journeys begin and end. It was a place of infinite renewal, of profound healing, of perfect, untroubled serenity. Here, in this boundless expanse of peace, the soul could truly rest, unburdened, untroubled, completely at ease. You are home, the universe seemed to whisper. You are safe, you are loved. You are at peace. Rest now in this eternal embrace. Sleep now in this perfect tranquility. Sleep deeply, sleep peacefully, sleep eternally. Elara, the Celestial Cartographer, was no longer charting the stars, for she had become one with them, one with the peace that holds them, one with the eternal, loving silence of the cosmos. And in that boundless peace, she slept a deep, restorative, and utterly perfect sleep.